Hello, great people. This is Life and Business Success with Olumayo Taiwo. We are still exploring the highly impactful topic, Mastering the Heart of Greatness. This episode hosts the part 6 of the series, where we will be unveiling the subtopic, Having a Development Plan. Having unveiled the requirement of starting small in our last episode, we will now talk about making plans for your growth and greatness. But I would like you to answer the following questions. How did you get here? How did you get to where you are now? Was there any documented plan that guided you to where you are? And do you have a development plan that can guide you for growth and to greatness? If you have positive answers to these questions, I will have to say congratulations. A development plan is a written graphical guide that shows different levels of growth of a career or business. A development plan shows when and how to attain every level of growth in life. Development plan is one's personal guide to greatness. Many people's careers have suffered stagnation, and many small businesses have collapsed because of lack of development plan. Anyone that fails to develop his or her business or career is simply preparing for a crash, because very shortly your current income will not be able to finance your ever-increasing business, personal and family expenditures. Development plan is an unavoidable tool in the journey to greatness. This is why every developed and successful economy in the world armed themselves with economic development plans, which have eventually taken them to El Dorado. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, you will need to read the story of Dubai. Starting small does not mean you have to stay small. There is a timeline for every level in business. As a young boy, I have had this habit of noticing the happenings in my environment. I can remember in my elementary school days, which we call primary school in Nigeria, my parents have this set of bookstores where they purchase our textbooks from. By the time I started high school, a few of that set of bookstores have opened multiple stores. Some of them have grown to become publishers of books, while some of them became empty bookstores. So pathetic. The difference between the business that developed and the one that died is simply a development plan. What is your 1, 2, 3, and 4 years development plan for your career? And how do you want to achieve these plans? When do you plan to achieve your PhD? How many years do you want to use in every industry you work? What is your 1, 2, 3, and 4 years development plan for that pizza business? When do you want to start your home and office delivery? When do you plan to open the next pizza outlet? And do you have any area in mind? When do you plan to create a VIP lounge in your pizza outlet? Wow. When do you plan to start selling franchise of your pizza brand to smaller companies? These are development plans which you must write, document, and follow suit. However, you need to know that it is not all development plans that are achievable. Therefore, for your development plan to be achievable, you will need to apply the following principles. The first principle is the principle of clarity. The content of your development plan must not be ambiguous. It must be simple and easy to interpret at every stage of your business growth. The plan must be clear enough to show the roadmap to greatness. The second principle is the principle of accountability. The truth is, every growth and expansion requires funding. You must have a particular portion of your income that you will strictly set aside for career or business development. This is how great enterprises emerge. The third principle is the principle of quality. For your development plan to be achievable, you must ensure that there is no threat on the quality of your product or services. Once there is a doubt on the integrity of your product or services, then the tendency of achieving that development plan becomes very low. The fourth principle is the principle of timeline. You must set a time for every stage in the development plan. Once a development plan does not have a timeline, it has lost its potency. It is no longer a plan, it is just a mere assumption. The fifth principle is the principle of discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to remain focused and committed to a written plan. Many people have failed because of lack of discipline. This is the reason why Mr. Parker has redirected the fund he planned for the expansion of his barber shop for a diamond necklace. Discipline is very key in achieving any development plan. The sixth principle is the principle of flexibility. You must be flexible enough to effect amendments on your plans if the need arises, most especially when there is an adverse change in the economic policies. For instance, if you run a meat shop and you have the plan for the next 6 months to start importing meat from abroad, then you discover that the import tariff has increased from a planned 20% to 40%. You can amend your plan to source for the meat locally so as to make your products affordable to your customers. Please note that the principle of flexibility must not be applied for unproductive reasons. The seventh principle is the principle of appraisal. Planning helps you to measure your performance. Once a growth has not been achieved as planned, you won't need anyone to tell you that your performance is low. For you to achieve a development plan, you must constantly conduct performance evaluation at the completion of every stage or phase. This is the surest way to the path of excellence in the execution of a development plan. These are the principles that you must use to achieve a development plan. Please note that every great man is a product of a development plan. This is where we will end this powerful episode. Our next episode, which will be the part 7 in the series, will be dwelling on mentorship. You may like our Facebook page, Life and Business Success. Send us emails, lifeandbusinesssuccess@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter at Taiwo Olumayowa and watch more videos on our YouTube channel, Olumayowa Taiwo. Please remember that greatness is a matter of choice, hard work, and dedication, and not a product of luck. Therefore, do not say that man became great because of luck. I am Olumayowa Taiwo. God bless you.